Your most powerful weapon to achieving any goal, any dream, is your ability to return to the vision. So, first of all, what's the vision? Y'all know what the vision is. Happy life, dream life, um, body goals, you know what I'm saying? It's whatever you formulate in your mind's eye. You know, when people talk about the mind's eye, they're actually talking about the third eye chakra. And your third eye chakra involves your ability to imagine, to create the life that you want. Um, it's about truth, it's about clarity, and it's about vision. And as you develop your third eye more, you'll be able to see your goals, you'll be able to see your vision more clearly. So if you have a vision of a dream life and you sit and your third eye is very developed, you practice on opening it, you practice on maintaining it, because you have to maintain any of your energy centers as you use your imagination more. Because I know some people are like, I don't even work on my third eye chakra, but I'm able to hold my vision. I know exactly what I want. I know exactly, and they call those vision boards. But you can even make a vision board, a physical representation to keep going back to. A lot of people suggest that, and that's fine. That's great. But me, I find that you can always stick the vision board to the side. You can end up ignoring the vision board. You can kind of mentally write off whatever's on that vision board, because it's in the physical. It has to be rooted inside of you in order for it to really take root. Think of it as a seed. So formulate the best seed that you can with the most nutrients, the most um, potential, in order to create this big, beautiful tree that's going to sprout the fruit that you want. So, dream body, for an example. So, as you imagine what you'll look like, or as you imagine your dream body, it becomes an image that's implanted in your mind. And then the more you return to that vision, the more certain things will stem off of it. You'll start to imagine what you look like in clothes. You'll start to imagine your confidence. You'll start to imagine your partner, how your partner or a partner will react to it. You'll start to imagine these different things that's attached to that one vision of a dream body, and it becomes realer, and it becomes more and more, let's say, achievable. Um, the more you return to that vision. And why is returning to the vision so important? Like, what is the big deal about being able to hold the image of what we want in our mind? Easy. Motivation, determination. How bad do you really want this thing? And people think how bad equates to like the success of something, equates to, oh, I have to do whatever it takes. I got to be underhanded. I have to go through all this stuff and this, that, and the third. No. Because, I mean, honestly, people who do those things, they are usually the ones who also hold the vision the most, the strongest. They return to their vision over and over again, and they let it motivate them. It's so real in their minds. Sometimes they become, maybe it's like a fear thing mixed in, because you can hold your vision with fear that you'll never get it. It becomes a sense of desperation. Or you can hold it with confidence, just to be like, it doesn't matter how long it takes, I'm going to do it the right way, and I know I'm going to achieve my goals. Or you can do it with fear. I need this. I need this life. I don't know how I'm going to get this life. I don't know what I'll do if I have to stay in the life that I am now. I want it so bad. I'm just going to do anything. Rawr. So either way, you still have to hold that vision. You have to return to it again and again. when you're trying to, when you're doing things. So like I said, I'm using Dream Body. Okay, every time you eat, a lot of the times you eat, not even every time, but maybe a lot of the times that you eat, you have to be cautious of what you eat during the day, drinking water. If you want to gain muscle, if you want to gain muscle, you have to be conscientious of what you eat, what you drink, you're resting. Sometimes, you know, if you're like me and you do glamour magic and you do, and your outside reflects your inside, so your healing journey, sometimes you can program your body if you truly believe that, because maybe I'll do something on this too, that our body are intelligent. They're intelligent. They are um, biochemical machines. You know, they really are. And your body has a consciousness of its own. Your body has an intelligence of its own. And if you ask the body, hey, you know, as I eat, as I, you know, take care of myself, as I do certain things, I don't want to have to work out, but I want a bigger booty. I want some bigger tatas, or I want, you know, a little bit more muscle mass. To be honest, your body is smart. Your body is able to, and yes, you may have to help your body along a little bit doing some workouts, but you shouldn't have to work yourself to death in the gym to achieve. But that's only if you believe in that. If it doesn't work, if you don't believe in it, it won't work for you. Like I said, your reality matches your beliefs. So, but that's just a little tidbit for all my lazy girlies, or all my girlies who, you know what I'm saying, really feel like the life that they live, not necessarily lazy, but they feel like the life they live shouldn't come at such a hustle. We don't believe in hustle culture. You believe in the soft girl life. Things come to you. You magnetize things to you. You can also magnetize things within your body, because your body does it all anyway. But anyways, so the days where you got to get up and work out, the early mornings, the late nights, say you got to go to work and you can only fit it in, but you know you need to get this workout in to really see results. That's when you see people with that courage and that determination, because that's when those things kick in, because that's when you hold the vision. That's when you return to the vision. That's when something pops in my mind and be like, oh my gosh, I'm going to look so good when it's done. Oh my goodness, I'm going to love the way I look in jeans. Oh my gosh, I just feel so good. I'm going to feel so good. I'm going to see myself in that swimsuit. And I'm like, ding, banging, body, is your body? Mm-mm. But holding the vision and returning to the vision, when you get to those points of it just popping into your head, like, oh, it just popped in my head, I'm getting up and I go, you you have to practice stillness first. You have to make it like a meditation. Okay, that just doesn't happen overnight. That just doesn't be like, oh yeah, my goal just popped into my head, I'm ready to go. Every time I'm ready, I'm feeling like I don't want to get up, or I'm feeling a little lazy. I'm really not, I'm trying to do something else instead of what it is I'm supposed to be doing. One little flash of an image, or that flash of an image may not even, you know, like your ego, your brain might override it, and it may not even come through. What's allowing it to come through, that's why I talked about the third eye chakra in the beginning, is the clarity, the mental focus. This is about mental focus, mental clarity. It's about vision. It's about truth. So that's when that vision can come through, because in that moment, it's like, what will fulfill me more? And your body does it automatically as you begin to work on yourself, as you begin to keep that third eye open, as you keep holding that vision. And as you hold that vision, and I would suggest, when you imagine your vision, every time you imagine your vision, you associate it to your heart chakra, which means you feel the way it feels to have it. And then it anchors down, it anchors lower. It becomes rooted within you. So every time you think of it, it's something that rises. You feel it in the pit of your stomach first. That's when you first start to feel it. Actually, you might feel it in your sacral chakra, you know what I'm saying? Like, ooh, every time I think about how much money I'm getting, make me a little, you know what I'm saying, making me feel good. You know, some people like that. Like, oh my goodness, just thinking about how much money I'm gonna make my, you know. So that's a thing. And I'm sorry if I'm being a little graphic, but I'm being real. That's a thing. That is your chakras, because your chakra, this is all about pleasure and delight. So if you associate that vision of something that you want with pleasure and delight, with, ooh, I'm gonna feel so safe and secure. Ooh, oh my gosh, I'm gonna be so confident. I'm going, oh, this is gonna light me up. It's gonna make me so happy, so much joy. That's your solar plexus. That's when you feel it in your stomach. Oh my gosh. It just makes me, it's just making me feel just so great. That's your heart chakra. Then when you return, it makes your vision that much more powerful. So you can, so when it comes time between temporary pressures, I love that. It's like a temporary pressure and a temporary pleasure versus long-term gratification, long-term pleasure. You'll be able to, it's like it'll rewire your brain, and you'll be more focused on this because you got it in your brain about not only what it looks like, but how good it'll feel. So you already know how good this feels, but you can only imagine. And you ever heard the saying that the books are always better than the movies? And that is actually true. Why? Because you put your own imagination in the book. But when a movie is made, it usually, once you read the book and you have your imagination around it, that's magic right there. That's vision. That's using your chakras. But when somebody is giving you their vision, you're consuming. You're not even creating. There's creation that's involved in a book. That's why it's so pleasurable. It lights up different chakras. But there's no chakras that light up when you watch a movie. None. There's no imagination involved because they're showing you what they look like. They talk like how they are. There's no creativity involved because you're not creating it in your mind. And I mean, maybe there's a little bit of joy involved. There can be some joy involved, but it's not as strong as when other energy centers are involved. Energy flows. So when one lights up, more come here, more come there, more come here, more come there, in and out, in and out, in and out. That's how it flows. So it is very important that when you envision, when you're holding your vision, when you're imagining what this dream body looks like, what's your dream life, what's your dream career, when you have these visions, these goals in your mind, it is very important that you sit down. You know, you take a moment of stillness, and you do this often. You can do it once a week, and once a week is good enough, okay? That once, depending on how well you do it, that one time, that will carry you the rest of the week. Your actions will begin to align. Your actions will begin to align to that vision. All of a sudden, you get the motivation to work out more. You sat in a meditation for a good, and I'm not even going to put a time on it because it's not the time, it's the quality. You could be sitting there for 30 minutes and don't nothing really connect. You could be struggling to focus the whole time. And if you're struggling to focus and you're not actually holding the vision and actually connecting it to like your how you feel, your energy centers, then it won't work. But if you can sit there and be like, how safe can I feel? How safe am I gonna feel once I have this certain amount of money, once I have this job, Oh my goodness. I don't have to worry about money. I don't have to worry about this. I feel so secure and so this and so that. Let me think about how good I'm going to feel once I got this body that I like. Ooh. Let me think about how confident I'm going to feel. Let me just feel it. Let me just feel myself walking down the street like, So as you're envisioning it, you feeling it. I'm turning heads. People honking at me. Let's get it. What? Let's get it. What? You got to do that. You have to. And that's what people don't tell you. They see that vision in their mind and they return to it over and over again. And it may sound corny, it may sound like, but if it is, then guess what? You don't want that dream that much. And really feeling how it feels to be riding in a brand new car. Because even when you go to rappers, when you go to this, when you go to anybody successful, especially when as it pertains to like the creative arts, they always talk about the vision. They always talk about the vision. They always talk about, yeah, I knew I was going to be famous. Yeah, I saw that I was going to be famous. I knew what I was going to be like when I was famous. I saw it. That's the vision that they hold. And they didn't just let it die. It was so strong. They kept returning to it over and over again. They would sit and they would daydream about it. Listen to some people talk about it. They sit and they daydream. And that vision becomes so rooted. It becomes so connected to this truth. Because this is about truth and this is about truth. You start to speak about it. You start to act on it. You start to gravitate as your heart as your heart's vibration, because your heart gives off its own electromagnetic frequency. Your heart gives off its own aura. That's why people with a black heart, a dark heart, a dingy heart, they be dingy. Like, you can feel it. It be like, yo, I don't even want to be around you because you shiesty. You shiesty. Oh my goodness. A fox caught a squirrel and he just ran across. Definitely a sign for me, a spiritual sign. Excuse me, y'all. I'm so sorry. I get signs like that because I don't see that. You don't see that often. Well, hello. Hi. Y'all, I'm sorry. I'm having a nature moment here. This is how my guides speak to me. And it stopped. It came back, so it went where I couldn't see it, and then it literally came back and stopped and stared and looked at me. It was just looking at me like, yeah, this for you. Yeah, I'm here for you. And what of it? It's like, no. But hold that vision. It feels so good. And in those moments where you're like, oh, I'm done, I'm tapped out, I'm tired, I don't freaking feel like it, it pushes you to keep going. It pushes you to keep going. My vision woke me up this morning. It was a song that played in my head, and that's clairaudience. If you ever have a song that's playing in your head that relates to the moment, sometimes y'all gotta pay attention. Y'all be spiritual and y'all don't even know it. And it was a song, literally, just woke up, my alarm went off. And I'm just like, I'm tired. I did a bunch of cleaning up yesterday. I'm tired. I've had a long couple days, very involved. I'm tired. But all I heard was, I'ma be on top of the world. Don't look back. And when I heard, I'ma be on top of the world, I got up. I literally got up because I'm like, yes, that is meant for me. I'm meant to be big. I'm meant to be seen. I'm meant to be felt. I'm meant to be heard. I don't just want to be seen. I don't want people to see me. I want you to feel me. Like, please feel me, because that is what's going to get you there. You're feeling. Well, I am specifically clairsentient. But it doesn't matter if you're specifically clairsentient. I still have to create the vision up here, and that's clairvoyance. That's seeing things. Well, I'm really all of them, but it don't matter because you still got the energy centers for it. You got the energy centers for it. You can tap into it easily. Okay, so there's some magic all around, even though it's not dark outside. That's the lightning bug. And I was just saying like how we don't see lightning bugs, and I had to look it up. It's because we keep our grasses cut too low. We always cutting our goddamn grass, and we always cleaning up like the little dead leaves and the dead little branches that fall off trees. Like everything has to be so perfect, and because of that perfection, literally you don't see lightning bugs anymore. Remember when you were little and it looked like magic at night? All of these green things lit up. Go outside. Do you see them? No, you have to go to like a field that's undisturbed, or a forest that's undisturbed. And that's really sad, you know? But it's teaching us a lesson. Like, we got to chill on all this. But anyways, am I losing the vision? Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Like you holding in, hold the vision like you holding in a fart or some that's trying to come out and you can't go to the bathroom yet, or you got pee. Hold it. I'll be like, squeeze your butt cheeks and hold it. Hold it. Oh my gosh, I don't know why like that always comes to my mind when I think about holding the vision, because you just gotta hold that bitch for dear life sometimes, because life get the life in, especially when life get the life in. And sometimes life may life, and you may have to disconnect from it for a little bit, but what's gonna bring you back to your vision? What's gonna bring you back to your goal? Your vision. The fact that you've rooted in it, the fact that you've daydreamed on it, I don't know how many times, the fact that you know, like, and the more you see it, the more you begin to know that it's yours. It sparks an inner knowing that, yes, this is for me. Because then certain details, the more you visit certain details, and you're just like, yes, this is for me. And like your vision, like your dream, like I said in the beginning, that is your baby. That is not for you to sit around and tell people. That is not, of course there's exceptions. Like I'm sure like if you're trying to build something with somebody, I'm sure if you're like in a band, or you know, like a group activity, it's okay to share, but your vision's not for everybody, okay? You don't want people putting stuff into your vision, because then you're not going to be able to hold it, because that's not going to resonate with you. If it comes from your imagination, then that's your truth. That's something you see yourself doing. That's something that you can achieve. If you see it, you can achieve it. Oh my gosh, hold up. I believe I can fly. I was listening to that song one time, and I was like, was it last year? I was like, oh my gosh, he was really on something. I was like, he talking about manifestation 101. If I can see it, then I can do it. I just have to believe it, then I can achieve it. I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the floor. And if he really wrote that, I'm not even gonna lie, like, I don't know. Because two things can be true. You know what I'm saying? His light side can be light, but then his dark side could be, you know what I'm saying, a little dark, because it definitely was. Because he definitely, but like, if he wrote them lyrics, them lyrics right there, he is literally talking about manifestation. I'm pretty sure he did, because he wrote a lot of his songs. Like, that's manifestation. Like, they was, you know, people give you the blueprint. And sometimes spirit can only speak through what the materials that they have during the time. You know, if there wasn't a light being that was able to give that message in the music industry, but like somebody like me when I was young, or somebody else who really really heard that song and really resonated. Because sometimes even if you don't understand it at the time, your soul knows. Your soul is intelligent. So how many of us have listened to I Believe I Can Fly? Okay, that resonated within our soul. So spirit is going to speak to whoever is available at the time. Like, spirit is going to get their way through until somebody of, you know what I'm saying, of high moral fiber, moral character, a light worker, if you will, until they can come through and give the same message. But until then, until that spiritual shift happened, while it wasn't quite that time of a spiritual awakening, spirit still had to get his messages through, because those people affected me, affected, the spiritual leaders, the upcomings of today. So, but anyways, I'm not excusing nothing, because I'm not one of them people that be like, look at the artist and not the actions. I'm quick to not listen to somebody if I feel like they don't like black people, or I feel like they don't like black women. Because me and Chris Brown used to be cool until, you know what I'm saying, he out here. I can take him or leave him, for real, because it is what it is. And ladies and gentlemen, that is what you call life. You get interruptions. While you sit up here, you know what I'm saying, you vibing, you working towards your dream, you get interruptions. And are you going to come back to it? Are you going to end it? Are you going to forget about it? So that was like the perfect example. I feel like that was a real world example, because that was so random. That does not happen. That was like really random. And the fact that it happened during this time, during this video, the fact that it was around back and not around front, was just divinely guided. And sometimes the spirit may test you too, depending on how big your dreams are, how big your goals are, depending on if it really will contribute to your soul's growth, because it may be something small, you feel like. But if it takes, determination and courage, spirit will be like, okay, how bad you want this? And not how bad you want this in the sense of selling your soul, which is basically like, you can't sell a soul, but what you can do is you'll give up your spiritual autonomy. You'll give up your boom. That's exactly what it is. It's giving up your spiritual autonomy. It's the no's you would have had, you know what I'm saying, you saying yes, you saying no, I'm not going to do that. That doesn't vibe with me. That's too low. That's too dark. You honestly, you bypass it. You bypass all that and you do whatever it takes. Like, oh, this really makes me feel sick to my stomach. This doesn't sit right with me. I would have never done this, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to do whatever it takes to get whatever. I'm going to step on whoever. I'm going to do whatever. I'm going to whatever. I'm not going to say no. Somebody come up to me and be like, hey, if you want this, you got to do this, that, and the third. There is no yes or no. There's just, I'm going to do it. They don't care who it affects, who is this, who is that. That's literally your spiritual autonomy, to be like, you know what, no, I'm not doing that. No, I don't believe in that. No, I'm not for that. I'm not coming here. I'm not performing here. I'm not doing this. I'm not performing that. I'm not having this person in my video because they racist. That's when you get a lot of your Uncle Toms, your coons. That's when you get a lot of men who were straight. All of a sudden now, you know what I'm saying, they're doing sexually compromising things. You got women who start sexually compromising themselves just to get ahead, when once upon a time, like, no, I'm not doing that. But anyways, the universe isn't doing that. The universe is like, okay, if you get distracted by this, are you going to come back to it? If it seems like it's not working out, Are you going to keep going? Because a breakthrough is a breakthrough. There's the before and there's the after, and then there's a breakthrough. Okay? Sometimes there's slow growth. Sometimes it's momentum. It could be both. It could be slow momentum into a breakthrough. It could be a before and after, type of thing. It could be one day you feel like you look like skinny, and the next day you notice like, dang, I'm dead. Because it's very subtle. The changes are very subtle, especially when it comes to your body. But then you put on these jeans and they fit a little bit different. You like, hold up. Last week when I put on these jeans, they ain't look like that. But today they look good. And this is my crystal. I know y'all like, dang, she got an Audi? No, I got an Innie. This is my black obsidian. Anyways, gotta stay protected. Protection's up. But anyway, returning to the vision. You gotta keep returning to it again and again. Just like what I'm doing. Am I gonna return to the topic? You get distracted. Things come, things go. And it was like a lot of distractions during this video. But that just goes to show you that's what life is. Life doesn't happen inside of a vacuum. That's like one of my favorite lines. If somebody wants, if I'm known for something, it's a couple things I want to be known for, right? Like a couple sayings, like people quote me in the future. But one of them is that life does not happen in a vacuum. Stuff happens. Life doesn't happen in a vacuum. It's not and what I mean by a vacuum, it's not completely controlled environment. You're not vacuum sealing something to preserve it. That's not how life happens. Things are happening all around you. And sometimes you gotta flow with it. Most of the time all the time you gotta flow with it. Or it's going to flow your ass away. It's like a river. Like, if you don't flow with a really strong current, either you let it take you to somewhere quieter, peaceful, or you fight against the current, and eventually you tap out because you're not beating the current. You're not beating the current of life. Life is going life. So it's either you flow with the current of life or you get wiped out by it. Oh, that was the tree. I was like... So that is my message for today. I hope this really helps. Sit down, get into a quiet space, and really envision. Please like. If you like, then you can hype me up. Subscribe, share the video, comment, let me know how you like it, let me know if it helps, let me know if you try it. Please, I'm so appreciative of it. This not only does it make my day, when y'all do these things, especially when y'all comment, like, let me know, like, I really want this to reach more people, but I know it will, because that's the vision I have in my head, that I know it's going to reach more people. And you guys are being a part of my vision, and I appreciate that.